Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Danny for Cupcakes Gourmet. I'm so happy that you're here watching, and today we're gonna make the strawberry shortcake tutorial. She's very cute. She has the teen version and the little one, but we're gonna start with this one. But before we start the video, please don't forget to subscribe, pressing that button, and press the bell button as well, because I don't really have a date and I upload, so you guys can get all the notifications, and all my social medias there. And my videos are always in Portuguese and English, so if you're looking for all the English and just finding Portuguese, just go to my list videos and you can find them in both languages and you can pick yours. As I dedicate this video for Adriana, thank you so much to leave me this message. And we're gonna start right away already making the leg. I actually using that soft, lightweight air dry clay, that one that's super soft, that I bought in China, that you guys saw on my last craft haul. And I don't know how do I feel about it, but I wanted to try, you know. So I just made a very long row and I bent it to the feet, and then we're gonna do that again. I think it's really soft, and I'm not really sure if I like it the best than normal cold porcelain. So now I start making the face, covering a foam ball like I normally do for cold porcelain, but I thought that it was easier just to make a ball and don't have their styrofoam inside. I don't know if you guys gonna feel that. I think that is a little bit stickier sometimes when you're trying to put in things, that I thought then was sturdy enough to you don't need the foam ball inside. So I show you how to make the ball, and here you see that I made it again without the styrofoam inside, because I thought that for this type of clay, again, is the lightweight, is like air dry clay was better. Now I'm just gonna mark a little bit of the smile. And it's really my first time working with this clay and making big tutorials. So I don't think the result is exactly how I wanted her to be, and I will make again on cold porcelain or gum paste, things like that. I'm more used to it, to see if she's gonna look different in my channel. So it's coming up again, but I just wanted to teach you how to make it, because it's the same steps. I think the result was a little bit different. So I made a little teardrop shape and put it in the middle of the face, and now with a little bit of water that works fine for this clay for you to smooth it out. I'm smoothing it out, and now making those little 2 holes that we have in the nose, and just being sure that the sides of the mouth are very sharp and, you know, the corner of her mouth is really good. I mark with my thumbs where the eyes are going to be. You really cannot squish too much like we do in cold porcelain or fondant, because it's very soft and loses and crack is very easy. So it's a very soft clay, then kind of dries the outside very fast. So if you're gonna move that around after, it feels dry, but it's not completely dry, it just cracks a little bit. So I'm really kind of don't know yet how I feel. And now we're gonna make the arms. I feel that this clay, you should just try to make things in once, like not repeat movements, repeat motions and things like that, because it cracks after that. So I really love this clay because it's really soft. I will make a video just talking about the difference that I feel about clays and fondant and gum paste, because I got emails asking about that, so I'm gonna show you that. But before I forget to say, I just made a big long row and marked the wrist, and now I'm cutting the little V to separate the fingers and the thumb like we always do. As you can see, it's a little bit more stickier than, I don't know if stickier is a word, a little bit, it sticks a little bit more than other clays that I work with, but you can use the same steps than I normally use for the other clays. So that was a cool thing to see and realize that probably it's just adaptation time and to start working with this clay. But it's very soft, they're beautiful colors, it dries really fast, and it's not heavy. It's perfect for cake toppers because they're so light that it's not gonna mark cake or cupcakes or anything. And now I'm just marking the elbows, because I thought that with this clay it was better me using something else other than the fingers, and I'm just cutting a little excess because I'm just gonna measure how much I need once the doll is done. And now we're gonna make the same thing to the other hand, and I really let the legs dry to the next day before I start trying to make putting the doll together, I realized that we need to do that with this clay. I made just a tiny little bowl and set aside for a little tiny strawberry that she has on her dress. And now we're gonna make her purse. So you make a teardrop shape, you squish them together to be flat as a purse, and now we're gonna mark all those little indentations that the strawberry has, just to give more details. I'm making all the sides because it probably is gonna be hanging from her hand. Why can't I speak today? And you're gonna see all the sides of the purse. So every time then you're not placing something on the top, and you're gonna see both sides, try to put the details all around. I made a little roll on green for the top part of the purse, and now I'm making little balls and little tiny teardrop shapes for the leaves or the strawberry. I'm just squishing right there, and then we're gonna place 3 little leaves right there. Just to give even more details, I'm just gonna trace it and give a little like leaf life, like the little traces that they have. Now I'm making a very tiny and long snake, and I'm gonna cut in half and make 2 half circles, kind of like balloons, for the little ribbon, like for a little bow. It's not even a ribbon because it's tied already. Then it has the purse, just to give even more details. So we're gonna place right there, and I'm gonna let that side to dry. Now with the pink, we're gonna make this little half C, and we're gonna press down, cut the excess off, and now I'm using the legs. We're making the shoes, but I'm using the legs that were dried for like 24 hours. Don't try to do anything on the top of clay then it was wet, because you're gonna lose the shape. And now we're just gonna place the pink for the shoes, and you can see it's very stretchy, and once it's in the top of the foot like that, you can get this off there. It's not like cold porcelain and even fondant. You can, if you made a mistake, you can easily, take that layer off. This one is not gonna work. It's gonna make marks of the color. It's gonna get all sticky. I don't think it's an easy clay to fix like mistakes. So remember that when you put it on the place, really see if you want to put it on the place. So now I made a snake and flatten out, and I'm cutting in half for the top part of the shoe. So I'm very confused if I like it or don't like this clay. I'm gonna say that the whole video, because I really don't know if I like it or don't. You cannot have too many mistakes, because once it touches it, the other piece of the clay, it really stays there. You see that I'm not using too much glue, I'm not using water, and really sticks there. But at the same time, it's really soft and so good to play with it. So I think it's more like for Play-Doh playing, like my inner child is going crazy because it's so soft. And now we're making another shoe for the other foot. I'm placing the little part, the top 2. And now with the green, we made a snake and we flatten out, and we're gonna make all those little green stripes that she has on her legs. So this is kind of a little tricky. I guess I will need to have way more time than I need to work with fondant or cold porcelain, because if you touch anything that we already made, it messes it up, and once it gets out of place, it's very hard to put in place without messing your work. So I guess if you're making this to sell, not to learn how to do with the clay like I'm making, you're gonna need to make 1 stripe, let it dry a little bit, and then make another stripe and let it dry a little bit, so you're sure that you're not touching. You see, my stripes are not perfect because every time that I was putting a new stripe, I was touching it and I wasn't really working the way I wanted. But now I'm trying with something straight, trying to make my stripes look a little straighter. So for that, wasn't really good for me. I didn't like it the way the results were for that. And now with a little bow, and we're just gonna make this like panties shape, and we're gonna place on the legs, and the legs are totally dry, and I will wait to do that when the green stripes are dry too, so you don't mess them up even more the way I'm doing it. That's just a process we're trying to learn, and I said that I was going to try to learn together. Me just saying that I was trying and not showing doesn't really work, so I want to share with you guys. So now I'm making a teardrop shape without really the top, and we're gonna cut the bottom to be flat, so it's gonna be easier to fit on the top, the upper body. One good thing of this clay is just because it glues very fast. Like almost no glue. If you just cut it or just roll it or things like that, that little piece of the clay glues very fast. Now I'm just gonna mark what the neck's gonna be. And I'm just gonna make a little detail for the shirt. It's not a shirt, for the dress. Just all the way around. And now I'm opening like in a C shape for already start to making the shape of the skirt, the bottom part of her dress. I always like when I make it for a skirt or a dress already shape and opening with the rolling pin kind of in a C shape, because that makes it easier. And then we're just gonna flat the top part and the bottom part, just the sides of course because you don't need the extra, and the bottom just to make sure that everything is the same size. And now we're gonna place a little bit like higher than the waist, because it's a little bit, the top of the dress is a little smaller than the bottom of the dress. So now we're gonna cut it and put everything in place, and you definitely need to let it dry now before you try to do anything else. Just place your toothpick and let it dry a little bit. So now I made a very long tiny snake, and we're gonna put it like a little belt on the middle, the pink of the white of the dress. Little ball flatten out. It's like you're making the gloves, you know, for Mickey, but that it's the top part of the dress for her shoulders, the sleeve, the little sleeve that she has. So we make 2 flat little balls and 2 teardrop shapes. Then we just gonna make a very tiny, because it's where the shoulders are. And I decided to cut a little bit the top of the teardrop shape to fit better on those little flat circles that I made, and to look even more like a dress, not like 2 things put together. And I did that in both of them. Place the flat part, put a little glue just in case, other than I think the clay would totally stay there. Put the top part, that's the teardrop shape looking down, and I'm just gonna mark a little bit just to give a fabric detail. And I see too, I want to say you guys that this clay really likes metal. It doesn't like really much like tools that are made of plastic. So if you want to try to do that, you're gonna need some metal ones, because the other plastic ones, it kind of glues sometimes when you try to do some details. And now I put it in a place on my phone, 2 toothpicks on each of the foot, just to stand still and put the arms in place. And and I put the purse too, just to see if it was going to stay, and it stayed, so it's already there. Now is the little tiny strawberry I made. I'm just trying to put it a little tiny bit, a piece of green, just to give a little even more details. And next to that strawberry on her dress, she has 2 diamond shapes, but it's so tiny. Then when I zoom in to show you guys, it was all out of focus, but it's just tiny little, you know, diamond. We're gonna place the head on place before I start making the hair, because it's very complicated to make after. And we're gonna make a bunch of pieces of hair. You can make teardrop shapes, you can make like anything that you feel that you're gonna cover the whole head with hair, but making pieces, because one whole thing doesn't give you volume and doesn't really like fluffy hair. So I like to put it in pieces all the way around before you start the hat. And now with the green, we're just gonna flatten out a little bit of the top of the part that covers her face for the hat. And we're gonna put it right there. And the half of a phone is like, I'm gonna try again with this phone. It needs to work because the hat is so fluffy. But at the end, I didn't like the way it looked, because I thought that it's supposed to be bigger. And I think the clay kind of really lost a little bit of the shape when it dry. And as you see, I put the green, and now I'm putting the hat and folding just a little bit in the middle to give that indentation, because the hat's like 2 pieces. But I let it overnight dry after the hair to put the hat on, and you see that her neck was all squished. So I kind of really don't like the way it looks at the end, but I wanted to show you guys anyway, since it's a new material that we you know, trying. And I just made a stripe in white just like that. But I was already not super happy with the result. But I thought that if I'm learning and I didn't know that before, I didn't know how to do with this clay, and I'm showing you guys on my channel, I wanted to show the truth and to show how sometimes we make things that don't work. And so that's why you're seeing it right now. I made a little strawberry and put a little green and cutting the leaves for the top of her hat. The same steps you can use for any of other clay. So the video is cool because you can see the steps, but I think I still prefer work with cold porcelain or something else. She's done. I didn't even make the polka dots because I want to make it again for you guys, but I wanted to share how this clay works, how did I feel about it, if I like better or not. So let me know if you guys like her, what do you think, if you got it, what I was saying. Please subscribe if you haven't yet, because I will make her with cold porcelain and so much more. Give me a little thumbs up for this video because it really helps me to bring more and more tutorial for you guys. All the information is going to be in the show more button, all the links, my Facebook, Etsy, everything. And leave me a comment so I can dedicate a video to you. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.